Howdy friends, you're watching Brass Bear Range. I'm Daryl, and we'd like to personally welcome you back to the range. Today's presentation we're going to be discussing personal protective equipment. And we're just going to go over the basics, but it's very important that we talk about this equipment before we do any shooting. As somebody that suffers slightly from hearing damage due to shooting, I really recommend, and most ranges will require you to wear personal protective equipment. I'm very fortunate in that my hearing, I haven't lost range. Things are just a little muffled for me. So you may notice me talk louder. It's because things are a little quieter to me. Hindsight's 2020. If I would have known that I was going to get hearing damage 10 years ago, I would have spent the $10 on some hearing protection. This stuff is very cheap, and there's no reason you shouldn't have it. So we're going to go over a couple items here. First, and in my opinion the most important, is the hearing protection. They sell these little earplugs, and if you work in a factory or know someone that has, you've probably seen these before. They're a couple cents a piece. You usually get them in a box of 50 or 100, you know. And to use these, you just roll them around your fingers. You would pull your ear back like this from across the top of your head and stick it in. You wait for that to expand, and then it will mute out sound. These are very good. Even just these factory head earplugs are very good for blocking out gunshot sounds. Actually, they work a little better in some of these headphones. A lot of times you'll see people double up these with earplugs like this. Due to my hearing damage, I don't need these under these anymore because things are quiet enough for me with these on that I'm not doing any more damage. Moving up the ladder, of course, we have a pair of headphones. These come in different ratings. The higher the rating, it's like the NRR rating, I think it's noise reduction rating is what it is. The higher the number, the more sound they're going to block it. They come in various styles and sizes, but they all work in the same way. You just put them on, and a lot of sound is now muted out, so you can safely shoot. Unfortunately, with earplugs or with these on, it's hard to kind of have a conversation if you're shooting with a friend or you're trying to engage with somebody else that's over the range. So if we move up the ladder, they now make electronic headphones such as these. This pair ran me $45. They're not the best on the market by any means, but they work very well. These are M&P Alphas, I believe is the model. Smith & Wesson makes them, or brands them at least. And the same concept. You will put these on, and then there is a sound switch here on the side. You turn on, and now my voice is amplified, and I can hear relatively well. But the way these work is they have a built-in sensor that will detect the gunshot well before your ears will, and it will cut the sound off. So if I clap, it mutes the sound until that shock wave is gone, and then it re-amplifies everything. So I can hear the birds chirping downrange. They're very nice. If you're a hunter, some people will argue that if you're hunting, you don't necessarily need hearing protection because the adrenaline rush will keep you from hearing the gunshot. I don't necessarily agree with that, and I suggest that if you're a hunter out in the woods, especially close quarters to trees, you pick up a set of these because you can hear the deer walking around, but when you pull the trigger, you're not damaging your hearing. Now there's some drawbacks to each design here, obviously. With the earplugs, some people cannot get these things to seat well. And that's part of the reason why I shot guns for so long without hearing protection. I could never quite get them in. I've learned the proper techniques to seat them now and can use them, but I've moved well away from these and I've moved up to headphone hearing protection. They're much easier to get on and off. They seal up as long as you adjust them correctly, and they work. Now, of course, the drawback to these is you can't hear people on the range. Usually ranges will have an alarm that people can sound, and you will hear that no matter where you're standing. They're very loud, so people can check targets. But if they don't have an alarm or anything and someone's trying to tell you cease fire, it can be hard to hear. These are a great all-around item here, and they come in various price ranges. You get what you pay for. These, I think, work great for the price. The drawback being, though, they do require batteries. Some are rechargeable. These require, I believe it was 2 AA batteries. Now, they'll last a long time, but that's important to know. Moving away from our hearing protection, something that's just as important, especially when you're shooting at what I classify as hard targets, meaning soda bottles, steel targets, that sort of thing, is eye protection. And they come in various designs as well. The most common you'll see are these clear ones like I have here. They're very cheap. These are the same safety glasses you'd wear on like a job site. There's nothing special with most shooting glasses. They're not designed to stop a bullet. They're designed to stop shrapnel that may ricochet back and hit you in the eyes, which they're very good at stopping. Moving up our ladder, they make these in a tinted variety, meaning they double as sunglasses when the sun's out and you're trying to shoot. I actually only wear these safety style glasses as sunglasses now. They're very comfortable, and if I have an impromptu shooting session I'm going to be doing, I'm decide after work I'm going to the range, I always have these on me because this is what I wear for sunglasses. And they're rated just the same as this clear pair here in terms of their shatter rate. A much better design, but a little less comfortable, is something like that's more of a goggle type design. With these, it's very nice, and if you're at the range and you have your glasses on and you're looking around and someone's shooting, if you turn your head with a pair of these on, it is quite possible for a piece of shrapnel to get past the arm of the glasses and still hit you in the corner of the eye. With these more goggle style glasses, they kind of seal up around your face, and they also have a guard here along the side. So if you turn your head, this guard is going to stop any stray shrapnel that may be, by some chance, flying towards you. A little less comfortable, and these tend to cost a little more because obviously there's a little more material here. But if you're doing shooting competitions or you're on a range where there's quite a few people shooting in close proximity to you, meaning there's a greater chance for the bullet to come straight back and be in your general vicinity, these are a very good idea. If you're shooting paper targets, I don't personally find eye protection necessary as long as your backstop is made of dirt or something where a ricochet is pretty unlikely to happen. In any other case, we strongly suggest that you wear these. A good example, as I was picking up some spare brass today, I found a .45 caliber, I assume from a .45 ACP bullet, just maybe 1 yard off of our shooting benches. I assume somebody shot at our 100-yard steel target, and we have a tendency of getting ricochets off of that, and we'll explain why in another video. From 100 yards, that bullet flew back to 1 yard in the bench. It's possible it may have hit the bench and rolled off. So even at 100 yards, you may not be safe shooting hard targets, and these are very, very important. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed our presentation on the basics of personal protective equipment. We hope to see you here soon again, and remember, be safe and have fun.